The fierce determination in an Aries' eyes tells you everything you need to know about this zodiac powerhouse. That unwavering gaze isn't just confidence, it's the visible manifestation of an inner strength that defines the very essence of what makes this sign so formidable in the face of life's greatest challenges. Welcome to the cosmic battlefield, where Aries reigns supreme as the zodiac's ultimate warrior. Today, we're diving deep into the astrological DNA of these remarkable individuals, exploring the 12 undeniable reasons why Aries stands as the toughest sign in the celestial lineup. Born between March 21st and April 19th, these fiery souls carry themselves with a presence that commands attention and often leaves others wondering, where does all that strength come from? Perhaps you've witnessed it firsthand, that Aries friend who faces devastating setbacks, yet somehow emerges even stronger. Or maybe you've marveled at their seemingly supernatural ability to charge headfirst into situations that would leave most people paralyzed with fear. This isn't just personality, it's cosmic design at work. The toughness of Aries runs deeper than mere stubbornness or bravado. It's woven into the very fabric of their being, influenced by celestial forces that have shaped their spirit since birth. As the first sign of the zodiac, Aries embodies the raw, primal energy of new beginnings, the cosmic spark that ignites creation itself. This position in the zodiacal lineup isn't coincidental. It represents the initial burst of courage required to start any journey. Think about what that means for a moment. While other signs benefit from the wisdom of those that come before them, Aries stands alone at the frontier, the cosmic pioneer forced to rely entirely on their own inner resources. This fundamental position has endowed them with an exceptional capacity to face the unknown without flinching. The stories we hear about Aries individuals often share common threads, tales of remarkable recovery from setbacks, unshakable determination in pursuing goals, and a resilience that borders on supernatural. One Aries described their approach to life's obstacles this way: "I don't see problems as something to avoid. They're opportunities to prove what I'm made of." This perspective isn't learned. It's intrinsic to their astrological makeup. What's particularly fascinating about Aries' toughness is how it manifests differently from other strong signs. While Scorpio's strength might emerge as emotional endurance and Capricorn's as disciplined persistence, Aries displays a dynamic, action-oriented form of toughness. They don't just endure, they confront, challenge, and overcome through direct engagement with whatever stands in their path. The Aries approach to adversity transforms the very nature of hardship itself. Where others see insurmountable obstacles, they perceive worthy opponents to be conquered. This reframing isn't just positive thinking, it's a fundamental difference in how they process challenge at a cognitive level. If you're watching this video, chances are you either embody this Aries energy yourself, or you're trying to understand someone in your life who does. Either way, the insights we're about to share will illuminate why these individuals seem to possess an almost supernatural ability to bounce back from life's hardest hits. Before we continue this journey through the astrological qualities that make Aries exceptionally tough, take a moment to join our cosmic community. Hit that subscribe button to ensure you never miss our zodiac revelations, and give this video a like to help others discover these celestial insights. Your support allows us to continue exploring the fascinating ways the stars influence our lives. Now let's examine the first 3 fundamental reasons behind the legendary Aries toughness, qualities that set the foundation for their remarkable resilience, and explain why. When faced with the same challenges that might break others, the ram simply lowers its horns and charges forward. The first reason: born warriors. From their very first breath, Aries individuals enter this world as natural-born warriors. This isn't metaphorical, it's written in their cosmic DNA. While other signs might develop resilience over time through life experience, Aries arrives with this quality fully intact, as though they have already fought battles in another realm before joining us on Earth. This innate warrior spirit manifests early in their development, often visible in childhood as a remarkable tendency to face difficulties with a straightforward approach that surprises parents and teachers alike. Consider the typical Aries child who falls while learning to walk. Where others might cry and hesitate to try again, the Aries toddler's eyes flash with determination before immediately scrambling back to their feet. This isn't learned behavior. It's their default response to adversity. They possess an almost instinctive understanding that falling is simply part of the process of learning to stand. This early pattern establishes the foundation for how they'll approach every challenge throughout their lives. As they mature, this warrior spirit evolves from simple physical courage to a more sophisticated psychological framework for handling life's complexities. And Aries doesn't just charge blindly into battle. They develop a strategic approach to conquering obstacles that others might consider insurmountable. The key distinction is that while most people spend energy deciding whether to face a challenge, Aries skips that step entirely, immediately focusing on how to overcome it instead. This warrior mentality serves them particularly well during life's inevitable crises. When disaster strikes, Aries individuals often discover a sense of clarity and purpose that eludes others. In situations where most people freeze or panic, Aries experiences an almost paradoxical calm, the battlefield becoming a place where they feel most at home, most themselves. This isn't because they enjoy suffering, but because difficult circumstances activate their deepest strengths. The second reason, ruled by Mars, the planetary ruler of a zodiac sign, profoundly influences its fundamental nature, and Aries draws its remarkable toughness directly from Mars, the celestial body named after the Roman god of war. This cosmic connection isn't superficial, but shapes the very essence of how Aries individuals interact with the world around them. Mars energy infuses them with a distinctive brand of courage that sets them apart from every other sign in the zodiac. This Martian influence manifests as an internal fire that never fully extinguishes, even in their darkest moments. When others might surrender to exhaustion or despair, Aries can always access this reservoir of energy, a second wind that arrives precisely when needed most. You can observe this phenomenon when an Aries appears completely depleted, yet somehow finds the strength to continue, when logic suggests they should have nothing left to give. The Mars effect also grants Aries a unique relationship with conflict. Where many signs will go to great lengths to avoid confrontation, Aries recognizes that some tensions must be addressed directly to be resolved. This doesn't mean they seek out fights unnecessarily, but rather that they understand the cleansing power of honest conflict when handled constructively. Their willingness to engage with problems head-on often prevents the festering resentments that plague those who sidestep necessary confrontations. Perhaps most significantly, Mars endows Aries with the courage to act decisively when others become paralyzed by doubt or indecision. In moments requiring immediate action, they bypass the overthinking that often keeps other signs stuck in place. This ability to move from thought to action with minimal hesitation proves invaluable in crisis situations where timely response can make all the difference. The third reason, first responders of the zodiac. As the premier sign of the zodiac, Aries embodies the archetype of the first responder, those rare individuals who run toward danger while others instinctively retreat. This quality reflects their position as cosmic pioneers, forever stationed at the frontier of experience. Being first requires exceptional courage, as there are no footsteps to follow, no previously established path to provide guidance or reassurance. This first responder energy explains why Aries individuals often gravitate toward careers and situations that others find intimidating. They are disproportionately represented in professions requiring physical courage: firefighters, emergency medical technicians, military personnel. But this same quality appears regardless of their chosen field. The Aries artist pioneers new forms of expression. The Aries business person disrupts established markets, and the Aries scientist challenges accepted theories. In every domain, they demonstrate a willingness to venture into uncharted territory. What's particularly remarkable about this aspect of Aries' toughness is that it often manifests as a form of selflessness. In emergency situations, they frequently place themselves at risk to help others without conscious deliberation. It's as though their natural instinct to move toward challenges overrides the self-preservation instinct that might cause others to hesitate. This doesn't mean they lack fear. Rather, they've developed a relationship with fear that allows them to function effectively despite its presence. The first responder quality combines with their decisive nature to make Aries extraordinarily effective in crisis situations. While others might be frozen by shock or overwhelmed by emotion, Aries rapidly assesses the situation and takes immediate action. This capacity often places them in leadership positions during emergencies, even when they hold no formal authority. Others naturally look to them for direction when circumstances become chaotic. This quality extends beyond physical courage to encompass emotional and intellectual bravery as well. Aries willingly engages with difficult conversations, uncomfortable truths, and challenging ideas that others might avoid. They understand intuitively that growth requires moving toward difficulty rather than away from it, and they apply this principle across all domains of their lives. What truly distinguishes the Aries approach is their absence of hesitation when facing the unknown. While most people pause at the threshold of uncertainty, weighing risks and contemplating potential outcomes, Aries crosses that boundary with remarkable speed. This doesn't indicate recklessness, but rather a deep trust in their ability to handle whatever awaits on the other side. They believe fundamentally in their capacity to adapt and overcome, a confidence born from countless experiences of doing exactly that. The cumulative effect of these first three qualities, their warrior spirit, Martian influence, and first responder nature, creates a foundation of toughness that manifests in both dramatic moments of crisis and the quieter challenges of everyday life. Whether facing physical danger, emotional turmoil, or intellectual obstacles, Aries brings the same fundamental approach: direct engagement, decisive action, and unwavering confidence in their ability to prevail. As we transition to explore the next set of qualities that contribute to the remarkable resilience of Aries individuals, we begin to see how these foundational aspects interact with their unique psychological makeup to create a toughness that goes beyond mere stubbornness or determination. The Aries' capacity to face life's difficulties extends into their relationship with physical discomfort, their extraordinary resilience, and their elemental nature as beings of pure fire. The fourth reason: pain is just another sensation. For most people, pain serves as a warning system, a signal to retreat and protect oneself from further harm. But Aries individuals possess a remarkably different relationship with discomfort. They experience pain not as a stop sign, but as merely another sensation to be acknowledged and moved through. This unusual relationship with physical and emotional discomfort forms the foundation of their extraordinary resilience. Neurological research suggests that we all experience pain similarly at the receptor level, but our interpretation of pain signals varies dramatically. Aries seems to process these signals through a unique psychological filter that diminishes their impact. It's not that they don't feel pain, they absolutely do, but they've developed an almost preternatural ability to compartmentalize it, preventing discomfort from interfering with necessary action. This capacity becomes particularly evident in athletic contexts. Watch an Aries competitor sustain an injury during competition. While others might withdraw immediately, the Aries athlete often continues performing, sometimes at such a high level that observers remain unaware of their injury until afterward. This isn't mere stubbornness. It reflects their ability to mentally separate pain from performance, maintaining focus despite physical distress. The same principle applies to emotional pain. When an Aries experiences heartbreak, betrayal, or loss, they acknowledge these feelings fully, but rarely allow themselves to be immobilized by them. Instead, they channel emotional distress into productive action. After a painful breakup, an Aries typically throws themselves into new projects or self-improvement rather than lingering in the comfort of melancholy. This active response to emotional pain accelerates their healing process and prevents them from becoming trapped in cycles of rumination. Perhaps most impressively, Aries individuals often discover unexpected strength through their encounters with pain. Many report that their most difficult experiences ultimately revealed capacities they never knew they possessed. Like metal tempered in fire, they emerged from painful ordeals not just intact, but somehow improved, stronger, more compassionate, and with greater self-knowledge. This transformative relationship with suffering contributes significantly to their legendary toughness. The fifth reason, resilience is their second nature. If resilience is the ability to recover quickly from difficulties, then Aries individuals possess this quality in abundance. Their capacity to bounce back from setbacks isn't just remarkable. It's so deeply ingrained that it appears automatic, as natural as breathing. Where others might require extensive processing time after failure or disappointment, Aries seems to reset almost immediately, ready to try again with undiminished enthusiasm. This exceptional resilience stems partly from their relationship with failure. Most people experience failure as a negative judgment on their abilities or worth, but Aries interprets it simply as useful feedback. Each unsuccessful attempt provides valuable information about what doesn't work, bringing them one step closer to discovering what does. This perspective transforms failure from a devastating endpoint into a necessary component of eventual success. The Aries' resilience manifests in their characteristic phrase, "Knock down 7 times, get up 8. This isn't empty bravado, but an accurate description of their approach to life's challenges. Their recovery capacity often surprises even those who know them well. Friends and family may worry that a particular setback will finally break their Aries loved one's spirit, only to find them planning their next attempt, while others are still processing the failure. Their resilience extends beyond major life challenges to encompass daily frustrations and minor disappointments. Where others might allow small setbacks to ruin their day, Aries quickly recalibrates and refocuses. This ability to prevent minor problems from accumulating into major distress allows them to maintain their energy and optimism through periods that would deplete less resilient individuals. Perhaps most remarkably, the Aries' capacity for resilience seems to strengthen with use rather than diminish. Each recovery builds their confidence in their ability to handle future challenges, creating a positive feedback loop that continually enhances their toughness. While others may become more cautious after painful experiences, Aries often emerges more daring, having confirmed yet again their capacity to survive and recover from whatever life throws their way. The sixth reason, fire cannot burn itself. As the cardinal fire sign of the Zodiac, Aries embodies the purest expression of this elemental energy. Fire represents transformation, passion, and purification, qualities that infuse the Aries personality with dynamic vitality. But perhaps the most profound gift of their fiery nature is expressed in the ancient alchemical principle: fire cannot burn itself. This metaphysical truth translates into a practical, psychological advantage. The very challenges that might consume other signs, stress, conflict, crisis, intense emotion, are the natural environment in which Aries thrives. While others experience these high-energy states as threatening or depleting, Aries often finds them invigorating. They're built to withstand heat that would scorch others, allowing them to remain functional in circumstances that overwhelm those of different elemental compositions. This fireproof quality becomes particularly evident during conflicts. When emotions run hot and tensions escalate, many individuals become dysregulated, losing access to their rational faculties and reverting to primitive fight-or-flight responses. But Aries maintains clear-headed functionality in these heated moments. Their decision-making abilities remain intact when others can no longer think clearly, giving them a significant advantage during crises. Their elemental nature also grants them immunity to certain forms of manipulation that effectively target other signs. Attempts to intimidate an Aries through displays of anger or aggression typically fail spectacularly, like trying to threaten fire with more heat. Similarly, they remain largely unmoved by artificial urgency or manufactured drama, able to distinguish genuine emergencies from emotional manipulation. Perhaps most importantly, the Aries fire nature provides them with an inexhaustible source of internal energy. While other signs must carefully manage their resources to avoid burnout, Aries possesses a remarkable capacity for self-renewal. Their enthusiasm replenishes itself naturally, allowing them to sustain effort over periods that would exhaust others. This endless supply of internal fire fuels their persistence, enabling them to continue long after others have surrendered to fatigue or discouragement. The combined effect of these three qualities, their unique relationship with pain, extraordinary resilience, and fireproof elemental nature, creates a form of toughness that serves Aries in every aspect of life, whether facing physical challenges, emotional turbulence, or practical obstacles. They bring an exceptional capacity to endure, recover, and thrive under conditions that would break less formidable spirits. This distinctive toughness becomes particularly valuable during life's inevitable transitions and crises. When stable structures collapse and familiar patterns dissolve, Aries individuals navigate the resulting chaos with remarkable equanimity. Their comfort with uncertainty and natural adaptability allows them to find opportunity in circumstances that paralyze others with fear. They instinctively understand that destruction often precedes creation, positioning them to capitalize on possibilities that emerge from disruption. As we prepare to explore the next triad of qualities that contribute to the Aries toughness, we see how these 6 foundational aspects work together to create an individual of extraordinary durability. Not only can they withstand tremendous pressure and recover quickly from setbacks, but they actually derive strength from challenges that would diminish others. This capacity to transform adversity into advantage represents perhaps the most remarkable aspect of their toughness, a quality that becomes even more evident as we examine their unique relationship with fear, their unshakable self-confidence, and their identity as spiritual warriors. The 7th reason, they transform fear into fuel. Fear paralyzes most people, triggering the freeze response that evolution installed as a survival mechanism. For an Aries, however, fear operates as something entirely different, a powerful catalyst that propels them into action rather than immobilizing them. This extraordinary ability to alchemize anxiety into productive energy stands as one of their most remarkable psychological advantages. When confronted with frightening circumstances, the typical Aries experiences the same physiological responses as everyone else: elevated heart rate, increased respiration, adrenaline surge. But where others interpret these sensations as warnings to retreat, Aries recognizes them as the body's way of preparing for optimal performance. They've learned to reframe their internal narrative about fear, transforming "I'm scared" into "I'm energized" or "I'm ready." This reframing isn't merely semantic. It creates a fundamentally different experience of challenging situations. By embracing rather than resisting their physiological responses to stress, Aries individuals access a state of heightened alertness and capability that others miss by attempting to suppress or escape their fear. They instinctively understand what extreme athletes and performers have discovered through training: that the body's stress response, when properly channeled, creates conditions for peak performance. You can observe this phenomenon in everyday situations. Where others might procrastinate on anxiety-provoking tasks, an Aries often tackles them immediately, harnessing their nervous energy to power through discomfort. This approach extends to major life decisions as well. When contemplating a significant change, relocating to a new city, changing careers, ending a relationship, most people become paralyzed by uncertainty and worst-case scenarios. Aries acknowledges these same concerns, but uses them as motivation to take decisive action, rather than reasons to maintain an unsatisfying status quo. Perhaps most impressively, Aries individuals often deliberately seek out situations that trigger fear, intuitively recognizing that growth occurs at the boundary of comfort and challenge. They understand that avoiding fear means avoiding development, and they refuse to sacrifice their evolution for temporary comfort. This willingness to move toward rather than away from fear-inducing circumstances continuously expands their capacity for handling difficult situations, creating a positive spiral of increasing courage and capability. This relationship with fear doesn't mean Aries never experiences doubt or hesitation. They feel these emotions as intensely as anyone else. The difference lies in how briefly they entertain these feelings before transforming them into determination. While others might ruminate for days or weeks before taking action, Aries typically processes fear in minutes or hours before converting it into forward momentum. This rapid transformation of inhibiting emotions into motivating ones significantly contributes to their extraordinary toughness. The eighth reason, bulletproof confidence. At the core of the Aries personality lies a remarkable quality that few other signs possess in equal measure, an almost indestructible self-confidence that persists even in the face of setbacks or criticism. This isn't the fragile ego that crumbles at the first sign of challenge, but a deep, abiding trust in their own capabilities that remains intact even when external evidence suggests they should doubt themselves. This confidence operates as a powerful psychological shield, protecting Aries from the debilitating effects of failure that often diminish others' efforts. When an Aries project falls short of expectations, they rarely interpret this as evidence of personal inadequacy. Instead, they view it as valuable feedback about their approach, maintaining their belief in their ultimate ability to succeed while adjusting their methods. This mindset allows them to persist where others would abandon their goals, convinced of their unworthiness. What makes this confidence truly remarkable is its resilience. It doesn't require constant validation or success to sustain itself. While many people's self-belief fluctuates dramatically based on recent performance or others' opinions, the Aries confidence maintains a relatively stable baseline regardless of external circumstances. They can absorb significant criticism without internalizing it, filtering feedback to extract useful information while discarding attempts to diminish their self-concept. This bulletproof confidence creates a powerful advantage in competitive situations. When others become rattled by pressure or intimidated by accomplished opponents, Aries maintains their composure, performing at their capability level rather than being undermined by self-doubt. You can observe this quality in Aries athletes who display the same aggressive playing style, whether facing amateurs or champions, unintimidated by reputation or past achievements. The source of this extraordinary self-belief remains somewhat mysterious. Some astrologers attribute it to their position as the first sign of the Zodiac, suggesting that Aries retains an echo of the universe's original creative confidence, the absolute certainty that preceded the birth of stars. Others point to their ruling planet Mars, which embodies the principle of unambiguous assertion. Whatever its origin, this confidence forms an essential component of the Aries toughness, providing them with psychological stability that others must work diligently to develop. Importantly, this confidence doesn't typically manifest as arrogance or an inflated sense of superiority. Rather, it appears as a straightforward assessment of their capabilities without excessive modesty or exaggeration. Aries individuals generally know what they can and cannot do, and they speak about their abilities with a matter-of-factness that others sometimes misinterpret as boasting. This clarity about their strengths allows them to deploy their resources effectively, further enhancing their ability to overcome challenges. The ninth reason, spiritual warriors. Beyond their physical courage and psychological resilience lies a deeper dimension of Aries toughness that receives less attention but proves equally significant: their identity as spiritual warriors. This aspect transcends the material realm, connecting them to a timeless tradition of individuals who approach life's challenges as opportunities for soul development rather than merely obstacles to happiness. The spiritual warrior archetype appears across diverse cultural traditions, from the Bhagavad Gita's portrayal of Arjuna to the samurai code of Bushido to the knight's quest for the Holy Grail. In each case, external battles serve as metaphors for internal transformation, with every challenge offering an opportunity to transcend limitations and express higher qualities. Aries individuals intuitively grasp this perspective, approaching difficulties not just as problems to solve, but as invitations to evolve. This spiritual dimension becomes particularly evident in how Aries handles their most profound life challenges. When facing circumstances that might break others, serious illness, devastating loss, catastrophic failure, they often display a remarkable capacity to find meaning in suffering. Rather than asking, "Why is this happening to me?" they ask, "What can I learn from this?" Or, "How can I use this experience to grow?" This meaning-oriented approach provides them with sustenance during periods when more immediate forms of gratification remain unavailable. The spiritual warrior stance also manifests in their relationship with their own shortcomings. Where others might become demoralized by their failures or weaknesses, Aries views these as worthy opponents to be engaged rather than avoided. They understand intuitively that overcoming internal limitations requires the same qualities as confronting external challenges: courage, persistence, and a willingness to endure temporary discomfort for long-term growth. This approach transforms self-improvement from a narcissistic project into a hero's journey with profound significance. Perhaps most importantly, the spiritual warrior perspective provides Aries with a framework for understanding suffering that transcends victim narratives. They rarely perceive themselves as passive recipients of misfortune, even when circumstances lie beyond their control. Instead, they focus on their response to these circumstances, embracing responsibility for their internal experience even when they cannot change external events. This stance grants them a form of sovereignty that proves invaluable during life's inevitable difficult passages. This spiritual dimension doesn't necessarily express itself through traditional religious observance, though some Aries individuals do find value in established traditions. More commonly, it manifests as a philosophical approach to challenge and an intuitive understanding of adversity's transformative potential. They grasp experientially what others know only intellectually, that resistance builds strength, pressure creates diamonds, and the fire that threatens to destroy also purifies and transforms. The combined effect of these three qualities, their ability to transform fear into fuel, bulletproof confidence, and spiritual warrior identity, creates a form of toughness that extends beyond mere physical endurance or psychological resilience. This toughness encompasses the entirety of their being, allowing them to maintain integrity and purpose even under circumstances that would fragment less integrated individuals. As we approach the final triad of qualities that contribute to the extraordinary durability of Aries individuals, we see how these 9 aspects work in concert to create a personality uniquely equipped to handle life's challenges. Their capacity to maintain functionality under pressure, recover quickly from setbacks, and extract meaning from difficulty positions them to not merely survive, but actually thrive in circumstances that would devastate others. A capacity that becomes even more apparent as we examine their impatience with weakness, competitive nature, and their identity as beings forged in life's furnace. The 10th reason, impatience with weakness. Among the most misunderstood aspects of Aries' toughness is their characteristic impatience with weakness, particularly their own. This quality, often perceived negatively by others as harshness or lack of compassion, actually serves as a powerful mechanism that prevents them from surrendering to circumstances that would defeat less determined individuals. Their intolerance for giving up drives them forward when others would accept defeat as inevitable. This impatience manifests most visibly in how Aries responds to personal setbacks. Where others might allow themselves extended periods of recovery or self-pity after failure, Aries typically permits themselves only the briefest acknowledgement of disappointment before redirecting their energy towards solutions. This isn't because they lack emotional depth or sensitivity. They feel disappointment as keenly as anyone, but because they recognize the danger of lingering in unproductive emotional states that drain energy without producing useful outcomes. Their attitude toward personal weakness resembles that of a demanding but effective coach, stern yet ultimately supportive of growth. When they detect hesitation or defeatism in themselves, they respond with internal dialogue that might sound harsh to gentler signs. Stop complaining and figure it out, or if other people can handle this, so can you. This self-talk, while lacking in coddling compassion, effectively disrupts downward emotional spirals and refocuses attention on constructive action. This impatience extends to physical limitations as well. Aries individuals typically push through discomfort that would cause others to cease effort, whether during athletic training, illness recovery, or challenging work conditions. They set recovery timelines that medical professionals often consider ambitious, viewing standard recommendations as applicable to average patients rather than to themselves. Remarkably, their refusal to accept conventional limitations frequently results in faster than expected healing, suggesting that their mental attitude may actually influence physical recovery processes. While this impatience sometimes manifests as reduced tolerance for others' weakness, mature Aries individuals learn to distinguish between genuine inability and simple unwillingness. They become particularly supportive of those demonstrating sincere effort despite limitations, often serving as encouraging mentors to those striving to overcome obstacles. Their intolerance remains reserved primarily for those who surrender prematurely or who use limitations as excuses rather than challenges to overcome. This quality connects deeply with the Aries value system, which prioritizes courage, effort, and personal responsibility. They believe fundamentally in human capacity for growth and self-transcendence, making them impatient with fixed mindsets that treat current limitations as permanent boundaries. Their rejection of defeatism, both in themselves and others, creates an environment where extraordinary achievement becomes possible, precisely because ordinary constraints are not given the final word. The 11th reason, competitive to their core. At the heart of the Aries personality burns a competitive fire unlike any other in the zodiac. This isn't merely a desire to win games or achieve recognition, but a fundamental drive to test themselves against worthy challenges and to continuously exceed their previous limitations. Their competitive nature, properly understood, represents not a petty need to dominate others, but a profound mechanism for self-transcendence and growth. This competitiveness manifests most obviously in conventional competitive settings, sports, academics, career advancement, where Aries individuals typically display remarkable determination and fighting spirit. They approach contests with full commitment, often seeming to access additional reserves of energy when victory hangs in the balance. Even in friendly competitions, they rarely give less than their best effort, understanding intuitively that half-hearted participation diminishes both the experience and the potential for growth. But the true power of the Aries competitive spirit becomes evident in how they compete with themselves. They constantly establish internal benchmarks, tracking their progress and setting increasingly ambitious targets. An Aries runner doesn't just aim to win races, but to beat their previous times. An Aries professional doesn't just seek promotion, but continuous skill development. This self-competition creates a perpetual growth trajectory, independent of external recognition or formal competitive structures. This quality proves particularly valuable during periods of adversity or stagnation. When external circumstances prevent forward progress in one area, Aries redirects their competitive drive toward whatever domains remain accessible. During illness that prevents physical activity, they might challenge themselves intellectually. During career setbacks, they might focus on personal development. This flexibility allows them to maintain momentum and purpose, even when conventional paths forward appear blocked. The Aries competitive spirit also manifests as extraordinary persistence in the face of obstacles. They approach difficult situations with the mindset of an athlete who views the opponent not as an enemy, but as a necessary component of their own development. Without worthy resistance, growth cannot occur. This perspective transforms obstacles from annoying impediments into valuable opportunities to demonstrate and develop their capabilities. Perhaps most remarkably, the Aries' competitive nature actually intensifies during periods of greatest challenge, when circumstances become most difficult, when others would reasonably surrender. Their fighting spirit reaches its peak expression. Like legendary athletes who perform at their absolute best in championship moments, Aries individuals often discover their greatest capabilities precisely when facing their most formidable challenges. The 12th reason, forged in life's furnace, the final and perhaps most profound source of Aries' toughness emerges from their relationship with life's hardships. Where many seek to avoid difficulty, Aries intuitively understands that meaningful strength develops only through engagement with significant resistance. They recognize that just as precious metals require intense heat to achieve their potential, human character attains its finest expression through confrontation with genuine challenges. This perspective manifests in their characteristic willingness to enter difficult situations that others avoid. Whether pursuing demanding career paths, engaging in high-risk athletic endeavors, or confronting personal limitations that others might accommodate, Aries consistently chooses the path of growth over the path of comfort. They understand experientially what philosophers have claimed throughout history, that comfort often undermines development while temporary suffering frequently enables it. The metaphor of the furnace proves particularly apt for understanding how Aries processes hardship. In metallurgy, fire serves multiple essential functions. It burns away impurities, increases malleability, and ultimately strengthens the refined material. Similarly, difficult experiences strip away pretense and unnecessary complications in the Aries personality, revealing their essential qualities and allowing for reconfiguration into more effective patterns. This furnace process becomes particularly evident during major life crises. When confronting devastating loss, serious illness, or profound failure, Aries typically emerges not merely recovered, but somehow enhanced, more focused, more compassionate, more effective in their approach to life. They integrate difficult experiences rather than merely surviving them, extracting wisdom that proves invaluable in future challenges. The accumulation of these transformative experiences creates a distinctive quality in mature Aries individuals, a tempered strength fundamentally different from the brittle hardness of those who avoid difficulty or the untested enthusiasm of those who haven't yet encountered serious opposition. Like well-forged steel, they combine flexibility with durability, adapting to changing circumstances while maintaining their essential integrity. This quality manifests in their characteristic ability to remain calm during crises that overwhelm others. Having weathered significant storms, they maintain perspective during minor disturbances, distinguishing between genuine emergencies and temporary inconveniences. This discernment allows them to reserve their energy for truly important challenges rather than being depleted by everyday frustrations. The furnace metaphor extends to how Aries approaches intentional growth as well. They intuitively understand that meaningful development requires leaving the comfortable known and entering the challenging unknown. Whether pursuing spiritual practices, athletic achievement, or professional advancement, they willingly embrace difficulty as the necessary price of progress. This willingness to pay that price, to endure temporary discomfort for lasting growth, distinguishes them from those who desire advancement without corresponding effort. Over time, this approach to life's challenges creates a reinforcing cycle. Each difficulty successfully navigated increases their confidence in their ability to handle future obstacles, making them more likely to approach new challenges with optimism rather than dread. This positive spiral gradually transforms their relationship with adversity from one of reluctant endurance to one of curious engagement, allowing them to extract maximum benefit from life's inevitable difficulties. The integration of these final three qualities, impatience with weakness, core competitiveness, and identity as beings forged through life's furnace, completes our understanding of what makes Aries individuals extraordinarily tough. Together with the 9 qualities previously explored, they create a personality uniquely equipped to not merely survive life's challenges, but to be continuously transformed and enhanced by them. This exceptional toughness doesn't develop automatically simply because someone is born under the Aries sign. Rather, it represents the fullest expression of potential qualities that require cultivation through conscious choice and consistent action. The greatest Aries individuals actively embrace their natural tendencies toward courage, resilience, and growth, transforming astrological predispositions into lived virtues that serve both themselves and others, navigating life's inevitable difficulties. Throughout our exploration of Aries toughness, we've uncovered 12 fundamental qualities that together create an individual of extraordinary resilience and strength. From their innate warrior spirit to their identity as beings forged in life's furnace, these characteristics explain why Aries natives consistently demonstrate exceptional durability in the face of challenges that would break less formidable spirits. We began by examining their status as born warriors, individuals who enter life with an inherent readiness to confront challenges rather than avoid them. This foundational quality, enhanced by their Martian planetary ruler, creates a natural predisposition toward courage that manifests from their earliest years. Their position as the Zodiac's first responders, those rare individuals who move toward danger while others retreat, further strengthens this intrinsic bravery. Our journey continued by exploring their unique relationship with pain, resilience, and adversity. We discovered how Aries processes discomfort differently than other signs, viewing it as merely another sensation rather than a signal to stop. This perspective, combined with their extraordinary resilience and fireproof elemental nature, allows them to maintain functionality under conditions that would incapacitate others. The middle section of our exploration revealed perhaps their most remarkable psychological advantages: the ability to transform fear into motivating energy, a bulletproof confidence that persists despite setbacks, and their identity as spiritual warriors who approach life's battles as opportunities for soul development. These qualities create a form of toughness that transcends mere physical endurance or psychological resilience, encompassing the entirety of their being. Finally, we examined how their impatience with weakness, core competitiveness, and identity as beings forged through life's furnace completes the picture of Aries' exceptional toughness. These qualities explain not just their ability to survive challenges, but to be continuously transformed and enhanced by them, emerging stronger from experiences that diminish less formidable individuals. Together, these 12 qualities create a distinctive form of toughness unique to Aries, not the rigid brittleness that shatters under sufficient pressure, but a dynamic resilience that absorbs impact, adapts to changing circumstances, and ultimately prevails through a combination of strength and flexibility. This toughness serves not only Aries themselves, but often those around them who benefit from their courage, leadership, and unwavering determination during difficult times. If you recognize these qualities in yourself or the Aries individuals in your life, you're experiencing firsthand the extraordinary resilience that makes this sign such a powerful force in our world. Understanding these attributes helps us appreciate not just what makes Aries tough, but why this toughness represents such a valuable contribution to our collective experience. This exploration represents just one facet of the infinitely fascinating subject of astrological influence on personality and behavior. At Secret of the Zodiac, we're dedicated to uncovering the profound wisdom embedded in astrological traditions and presenting it in ways that enhance your understanding of yourself and others. To continue this journey of cosmic discovery, subscribe to our channel right now by clicking the subscribe button below. Your subscription ensures you'll never miss our upcoming revelations about each zodiac sign's unique attributes and challenges. We're creating new content daily, exploring everything from compatibility between signs to how astrological influences manifest in career, relationships, and personal development. Help us amplify this cosmic wisdom by liking this video and sharing it with friends who might benefit from understanding the Aries individuals in their lives. The more people we reach, the more we can collectively benefit from this ancient wisdom in our modern world. We particularly value your thoughts and experiences. Have you witnessed these qualities in the Aries individuals you know? Which of these 12 aspects resonates most strongly with your observations? Share your insights in the comments section below, beginning with the phrase Aries warrior, followed by the quality you've observed most prominently. Your contributions create a valuable repository of real-world observations that enhance our collective understanding. Our channel represents a labor of love, requiring significant resources to research, write, produce, and share this content with our growing community. If you found value in our explorations, please consider supporting our work through the Super Thanks feature. Your financial contribution directly funds our ability to create daily content, improve production quality, and expand our research capabilities. Even a small donation makes a meaningful difference in our ability to continue bringing you these cosmic insights. The journey through the Zodiac contains infinite wonders waiting to be discovered. Join us as we continue mapping this fascinating territory, one sign at a time. Your cosmic adventure has just begun, and we're honored to serve as your guides through the stars.